Okay. I am working on hands now, which are about the hardest thing to do. So as you can see, I had to take his arms off. Let me see if I can get better light here in just a second. There we go. So I'm working on the hands right now, and the only way to really do that really well is to actually take the arms off. And so that's what basically the skeleton of him is made out of, this type of wire, and that way I can take it apart and cut it when I'm needing to do some detail. So I'm starting to get to a point where I'm going to start shaping and really starting to get detailed on everything. So I've got one hand done, well, roughed out right now. You can see. So basically he's going to be holding a sword of some sort, or some device. It's still a little funky though. I need to keep tweaking it, but I like the knuckles at the top. Some of the separation of the fingers is really hard to get because you have kind of a concave shape in between each knuckle, and it's hard to detail that. You can see. Good, yeah. So it's still kind of rough right now, but we'll start smoothing that out. Getting the tendons in the hand as well too, because you have all these tendons that run down your hand. It's kind of difficult, and then you have all these kind of areas in your hand, kind of this fatty area here that you're trying to show in there on the thumb, and it's really difficult. So, but this is probably the best way to really do the whole figure. You can see where I cut his arms off. Turn this a bit. So he doesn't have any arms at this point. Here's the other arm, and this is the hand that I'm starting with, so I've just got a really dull shape right now. This is the one that was actually back in action here. Like this, like he was swinging it. So he's gonna, I don't know if he's gonna have a double sword and holding two swords at this point or not, but I'm probably gonna shape his hand the same way, kind of gripping some kind of handle or something to that extent. So you can see really getting some action out of that. So it's coming along pretty well. He's still rough. I did get some detail put in the legs. I'll show you that here. Or not, maybe not some detail, but some shapes. So he's starting to form a little bit. You can see some muscle detail coming to life. Starting to get his quadriceps defined there. The knee, the foot is really kind of a fun part. I don't know why, but it's kind of fun to detail that action. And you can kind of see his calf's a little bit low. I need to raise it a little bit. Typically your calf's not in the middle of your lower leg. It's up higher when it's flexed. And so basically that's what's going to hold him up. And so from a distance, you can see, hey Matilda. So from a distance, you can see that he's really using that leg to kind of power off or step off of everything. Let me use. There we go. So he's using that leg for a lot of power to step off there. So there's going to be some really tendons sticking out, some muscles are going to be flexing, and this is where I was talking, this calf. I mean, you've got this distance here to this distance here. It should be I need to raise it up in here, and then it'll come down, so this part will be, this tendon will show up more. But the foot's starting to come together. I like the shape of it so far. Got the big toe in there, and then some of the other feet. And then on this leg, same as well. So I really like this angle here, because typically that bone structure kind of bends out a little bit, and you got a nice curve there. And same as this one here. So that's going to kind of come out around there. And then, so this is really going to be, he's basically, I don't know what I'm going to have him standing on, but maybe a thing of skulls or something, who knows, or maybe some bricks or rocks or something like that. But he's going to have all of his weight on this front foot here, so that's why all these kind of quadriceps are really going to start detailing out. But he'll have some clothes on him. Let me get a little bit light in here. There we go. So he'll have some clothes. I don't know what kind yet. I think I'm going to have a thick belt coming around. And then kind of like a shawl draping down. And so I'm going to have to really show motion in that. Cloth is going to be difficult as well too. Let me get some more light up in here. And then I'm really happy with his back. That was one of my favorite parts, and it kind of looks weird without any arms right now. But that's a difficult piece because there's so many tiny little muscles that are coming coming and going everywhere, and especially when your arms are flexed back and you have all your kind of deltoid muscles here, and then all these middle back muscles coming down the middle. And when your arms are thrown back, they all kind of flex out. But so a lot of anatomy and proportion is really difficult on this one. I'm a little concerned about his legs. I feel like they're too short for the length of his arms. So I might have to do something about that. So for example, his arms are like massive. But it's alright, because that's a kind of a comic book feature. But typically in comic books, the head and the feet and the hands are in general bigger than in real life. So they're just it's just kind of a structure that comic books tend to use a lot. Actually, the head's smaller. The hands and the feet are typically just larger. So anyway, I'll show you the hand again. Starting to work on that. So I had to take this off so I could actually get inside here, because I couldn't reach it before because I was in here. So now I can get inside his bicep and start working on detailing that, so I don't have to come back around to it later at the end. I really like his forearm there too. I think that came out well, because it's kind of hard to show that crease right there with the bicep and his forearm kind of smashing together, but really looks like he's flexing hard. Still struggling a little bit with the shoulder muscles. There's a lot of little fibers going through the shoulders, but starting to get a little closer. The tricep I actually kind of enjoy, but I think it's a little off. So this arm I've been working on a lot, but I'm not fully satisfied with it yet. So we'll get there, but now that I have the arm off, I can start really getting detail on it. Thanks, Kathy. And then I'm going to start working on his face, probably here soon. That's difficult. A lot of little details and little tools that I use for that, but it'll come together here soon. So yeah, that's that. He's getting there. I'm getting a little bit closer, and like I said, when you get to the hands, everything goes really quick with the body, and then you get to the hands and you spend, I think I've spent most of the night working on just the hands, and so you always get to these little detail spots that are hard to work, and they soak up most of your time, but that's the way it is. So, alright, there we go.